Just hook myself up and let me clean off this camera. I just decided I'm gonna go live. Let me turn this down so it don't pop on me. Hey y'all, the dog show. And to give it the full effort. Let me see if I got some tissue already. Now that's the wets. Because I want to clean off this lens. Hunty, I want to clean off this lens. Because you know, an ashy lens can really make you think you're not looking good out here. Gonna multi-purpose this tissue here. Let's do that. Oh, y'all look so much clearer. I decided, I'm like, let me just go on live and let me adjust this lighting too. Let me just go on live and let me move you up. That's what it is. Gotta move you out so you're not like right in my face. Who's out there? Put it in the comments. Hey, y'all. I just decided I'm gonna go on live since I'm cooking. And I am cooking real healthy. Because this is what I had left. I mean, the thing is, I don't cook bad, but I had went to New Orleans for 3 weeks, and the Lord showed my mama a site that I could, you know, it's called Trusted House Sitter, where you could get somebody to, you know, people need to stay. They visit in California or they need to come and stay. So they will pet sit for you so they can have like a place to stay. And, you know, it's all background checked or whatever. So my mama had got me the membership there, and this girl came. And she was just so good with the dogs. And I'm just so happy about that, because I just did not want to be worried about my dogs when I'm gone for 3 weeks. But I could not take them with me. Did not want to leave them because didn't want to, leave them with the doggy daycare because that's my friends and they charge. And, you know, the thing is, I want to leave them with my friends when I can, like, pay the full fee. I don't want to be, like, leaving them more work. And I need a discount, child, because I already know the work because I was working for my friends before I left. So now, ooh, that salmon looks so good. That salmon is turning out so good. And I'm talking about, it is perfect. It looked like restaurant salmon. I'm going to have to show it to y'all. Show you this, the restaurant. There go my spinach right there that I'm about to let cook all the way down. And then I just made some like cauliflower. You know, there's cauliflower rice. I think I'm gonna stick some corn up in there because you know, you got all these like healthy substitutes, but it don't matter if I'm not like enjoying the substitute. Like, I gotta be like enjoying the food. Anyway, so I had went to New Orleans for 3 weeks. Then the girl who watched my dogs, when she was leaving, she was like, I'm not gonna be able to even use all this stuff. Is this something you could use? And she had all this stuff from Trader Joe's, you know, kale, which I finally ate yesterday, spinach, which I'm fixing now. But you know, the thing about spinach is, if I can do spinach in like a salad, but I can't really do spinach in like no you know, just like regular spinach, because spinach be having that, like, you know. But then I just thought about, hey, mid-tier God, what's going on? Hey, mid-tier God. Hey, so anyway, I can't really do spinach, you know, like cooked spinach, like, you know, the smell of it doesn't appease me. But when I was looking at this spinach, I thought about spinach and artichoke dip. And the girl left me some Parmesan cheese. And also I had marinated in this thing right here, in this like glass container. I had marinated some hot peppers and onions, some jalapeno peppers and onions in this like already like pickle sauce. Or it was already like some jalapenos up in here. So I marinated it all for like weeks. So I put that in the spinach, and now I'm like, oh, spinach, you is about to cook down until you have no water in you. And then I'm gonna run out here and get me a tostito, and I'm gonna sprinkle some cheese up in you. And yep, I'm gonna have some spinach and artichoke dip. Well, I ain't even gonna have the artichokes. Ooh, hopefully the store will have some like artichokes. But you know what? That's like no problem. You know, the artichoke part, I could just run to Trader Joe's up the street and get artichokes. But you know, I think I'm gonna take like a little of the spinach out, because it's like I can't have it like so soupy. Like, you know, kale, one thing about kale, child, it takes so much to get kale. It takes so much to get kale to like soften that naturally it just drinks up all the water. Whereas like spinach can tend to be like a little soupy. So I'm like, and let me pour some of this on my salmon too, because I like a little pickled taste. Like, you know, I'm a pickled taste girl. I'll have everything pickled in a minute, you know. I went to the grocery store. I had a random deposit this morning. Like, child, life is great. Life is great. Because I'm deciding it's great. I think that's going to be the whole purpose of this video. You know, I was in a store and I had my dogs with me, and I was trying to go to the bank because I just took one of the sectors of my business and formed a new business, because it has enough income coming in on its own that it just needs to be its own entity. So I just formed a new business, and I was waiting to open the account at the bank. And first it said 8 o'clock. You know, well, first I assumed it was 8 o'clock, but it was like 8:30 when I got there. Then the thing said 9, so I was like, all right, let me go to the 99-cent store and get, you know, the couple of little things I need to get. Then I went to the 99-cent store. So I was like, all right, I'm going to come back at 9. And then when I came back at 9, I tried to go in the bank, and then I saw a sign that says we open at 10. So I was like, all right, well, I had to go to this other store and get something. And then I had the dogs, and, you know, my dogs with me. And I was thinking, like, I think one of the dogs was like whining. So that's probably what was injecting some, like, you know, some of the anxiety up in me. But I found myself, you know, my first appointment wasn't until like 1 o'clock. I found myself like feeling, you know, those rush feelings. Like, you know, I'm just like, I'm in the aisles and I'm like, come on, let's go. You know, even the sped up speech. And for what? Like, I was like, I'm not even rushing off to anywhere. And I think that's, you know, I made this video on Instagram where I was like, what am I rushing for? Like, I gotta stop and smell the TikTok videos. I feel like, you know, I didn't even have a purpose for hurrying. I could have taken my time. I could have been reading things in the grocery store. Like, I could have really enjoyed the experience, but I'm so used to working on the deadline now. What I'm glad about is I have been limiting the tasks to do. Like, you know, I had a part-time job. I left that part-time job because I'm like, I don't know how to like halfway dedicate myself to anything. I dedicate my whole self to everything. So that's why I'm like, nah, I gotta if I'm gonna dedicate myself to anything, it's gotta be to all the things I'm doing. But even with the things I'm doing, I'm taking off, you know, the unnecessary tasks. You know, I don't want, like, you know, even with stand-up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let the gigs come to me, and I'm gonna make sure to check my ego and my envy to make certain that I'm not looking on social media and I'm like, they working here, let me call to see if I can work here, because that's like unnecessary. Like, just Lord, send me a gig here and let the Lord just handle that part, because I really am trying to focus my efforts on where they count. And I just released a song, and it requires a lot of like research, little webinars I be taking. I'm also just going through this like business program to like increase myself as a business, learn how to be a mogul, because you can happenstance into your moguldom, or you can intend on being a mogul, and you can like straight take classes to become it, build the knowledge of it, learn the tax breaks and the money breaks and how you need to set yourself up. So like that's what I'm doing right now, and I have to dedicate my time to those things, my marketing, my business classes, and of course I still have shows at night. And that is like in addition to like auditions that come through. But even with my auditions that come through, now listen here, I will go on the site and look at auditions that are coming. For those of y'all who join, I'm talking about like streamlining my time of what I am spending it on. But anyway, right now, because I am trying to make sure that my time is streamlined, what I'm doing with the auditions is I go and I check and see what's out there. And I just decide before I even apply, is this a role that I want? Is this something that I want? And if I don't like, if I'm not like, yeah, I could sink my teeth into that, I just don't even worry about applying to it, because sometimes we apply to it like, oh, I'll just click every, that's how I was doing before. Just click every little thing that's, in my category. But then, I may have so many of them that come through in my category, and some of them I don't even want. So like, I want to make certain that I have the time to stop and smell the roses. I make the time to stop and smell the roses, and it's not because it's taking away all of the other things that take away from the rose smelling time. You dig? So anyway, so I've been in here feeling real peaceful. You know what another thing too is? I've been waking up in the morning. I'm telling you, some people will use the expression spiritual attack. I was not spiritually attacked the other night. I attacked myself. That's why I'm on like, I just said to myself, I'm gonna have like a social media diet, because that spinach turned out good. Okay, I might not even need too much other stuff. See, that's how I need the spinach. I need for it to be cooked down. Thank you so much for my likes. I need for the spinach to be like cooked down like greens. Like, when spinach be like real, like, how like you order spinach at a restaurant and it be like, it'd be a dark leafy green, but then you'd be like, where is this? Like, in fact, I gave some spinach to my grandma, who is 89, and she was like, where is this grass on my plate? Because that's exactly how spinach be tasting. I need to cook that. So that's what I would have to do for my grandma. I have to cook it down like this. But anyway, back to like me attacking myself. Oh my word, that turned out so good. I don't need no chips. I don't need nothing. Ooh, that turned out so good. I could taste the peppers. I could taste the onions. I could taste the like pickling. Ooh, spinach. Me and you about to be better friends than I thought. Come to find out, I can go out on a couple of dates with you, spinach. Back to attacking myself. The other night, I performed at the Improv. Right before I went on stage, I opened up my Instagram. I'm gonna open up my Facebook, and my homegirl was like, one of her songs, got in the first round of the Grammys. Child, I saw that. Now a Grammy is what I want for my song. Oh, I need some water. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna. Let me get my water. Yeah. I saw my homegirl for your consideration, with a Grammy. Now I want a Grammy for my song. As soon as I saw that, I closed it out. I was like, this is amazing because, of course, I'm happy for my homegirl. But it's that compare and despair that had just entered into my soul. I allowed it to enter into my soul. Like this time, I can honestly say it was not Satan, honey. It was all me. It was like like Satan was over across town doing whatever he do. It was all me. I was like, I'll take your place, Satan. I will attack myself. I got on stage. I do stand up and I sing. So I did some stand up, did some singing. Performance was like downright electric. You would have thought that I came on stage and people threw like tomatoes at me, how I got off. And that was the only thing on my mind. Then I was thinking about the Grammy. Then the headliner that went up after me, hey, Darko, the headliner that went up after me, he was like killing it. Now everybody was like killing it on the show. But then immediately I looked at him and I was just like, dang, I need to work on my set. Now I had just had a great performance. And I'm talking about people was walking up to me telling me how much they appreciated my performance. But you can compare and despair. You can really attack yourself by trying to compare your journey to someone else. Hey, Derek. And I just had to come home and I just had to sit on my couch and turn no TV on, no radio on. I just had to sit on my couch and repent the spirit of compare and despair off of myself. Then I had to ask the Lord for forgiveness. And then I had to sit on that couch in complete silence and realize that I've lost, like in comedy, we done lost like so many people in comedy. So to just be alive is like a super huge blessing. So if I'm me, and when I say you're, I'm talking about me. If I'm now taking the time to worry about anything else except for the hugest blessing, which is to be alive, honey, I got to check myself. And that's exactly what I had to do. I had to go back to the basics and just be like, Lord, thank you so much for these feet. Lord, thank you for my hands. Lord, thank you that I can walk, Lord. Thank you so much, Lord, that I could cook myself something to eat, Lord, that that the bills are paid. As an artist, sometimes you want all of this money, but you forget that every bill is being paid, that he's sending the money in. And I just had to take it back to the basics and really keep thinking, keep reflecting on how good life is. Now, a lot of times, compare and despair, what happens is we forget the crown, the cross that the other person that we're looking at had to carry. You know what I mean? In order to get those blessings. Then compare and despair also makes us forget the crown that we're carrying. Child. And now, keep in mind it was only temporary, but I did go outside and I was talking to people people was just like, I mean, you're just so talented. You have, you could do comedy, you could do music. I mean, they were just singing the praises, and all I could do was confess to them how I wish I could only do one so it could just put me closer to the thing. Because I'm thinking about what I compare myself to. Child, I was going through it. And going through it all because of right here. You know what I'm saying? Psychology, the compare despair mentality. Soon as I started being and for the longest time when I got home, I had to really work to shake it off. When depression or bad feelings come, those are not of the Lord. And you do have to work to get it off. And I work to get it off by just being like, Lord, thank you so much. And that's why today I'm feeling like $1 million, just to be alive, just to be able to research. Just so many things have happened because as soon as we're not feeling good, the blessings stop. You know what I mean? So I don't want my blessings to stop because my joy has stopped. So I'm like, no, I will not. No. And that's where I have to rebuke Satan for trying to feed me things, after I'm trying to rebuke it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's like working on yourself. That's why I don't understand when people like be messing with other people. Like, cause working on yourself is just such a full-time job. You know what I mean? It's just like, like I mean, working for myself is a full-time job, but working on myself is like times 10. Like I could just work all day on myself. Yeah. You know what I have to do is I have to stand my salmon up in the pot because I want to get them sides cooked. I gotta stand. Look how good that salmon looks. Look how you know one thing about any food, when you cook it slow, it's gonna be delicious. Like that slow cook. I mean, when I say slow, I mean slow and being attentive. Okay, when you cook it slow, it's gonna be delicious. Like this is it's really why I'm working so hard to get my residual income in. You know, because once you get this you know, the you know, and and keep in mind, thank you Lord that I do have residual income coming in, but I'm striving for more residual income to come in so that you know how you get paid in your sleep. So because I just like these are the things that I really like enjoy. Like I really, you know, when I went to New York for like 3 weeks or like 2 weeks, you know, last earlier this year. Um, was it earlier this year or was it last year? But anyway, when I went to New York, um, or it was earlier this year, I cook the most delicious gourmet meals for my mama like every single day because I didn't have that worry. You know what I mean? Like I knew everything was gonna be all right. I had groceries, I had gigs, I was there because I had booked a role. And I just was in like la la land in the kitchen because, you know, loving to cook for my mama, show her all the like gourmet little things, alkaline thing. You know, in New York, I can focus on the alkaline. I can really live an alkaline lifestyle in New York. Like New York is one of the places where I could definitely see myself like moving back to because of the simple things like the train accessibility. Although I probably wouldn't even be catching the train like that if I did move back to New York, but maybe because I'm a walker. Like I love walking, I love having my car parked. But then also too, you can live, I feel like I can live the healthier lifestyle because of those fruit stands. Like, you know, getting off the train to go to my mama's house at 2 a.m. I could stop at a fruit stand and get a papaya and a mango. Like I could get all alkaline foods in at 2 a.m. So it's like I'm not even tempted to be like, all right, let me just pick up some chips from the 7-Eleven. Like I literally could get like great food and and then wake up in the morning and have that to eat or prepare it at night before I went to bed. Beans and all the rest of the stuff because the fruit stands are open late there. Um, but this is the lifestyle that I love living. I love being in my own kitchen, figuring out what flavors are good. I'm telling you, and I'm one of them people that I cook every single I cook every single day, you know. Thank you so much, Darko. I cook every single day because I love it. You know what I'm saying? And I love being in the kitchen. Um, I love the fact that my refrigerator, every single thing gets used up. Like I'm not a person that's like, I need to throw that away from 5 months ago. Like I don't have none of that. Like everything, I got like one sweet potato left. I got lemons up in here that, ooh, I need to take a lemon out and squeeze it on this salmon. I'm telling you, I use everything gets used up in here. Every single thing. No, and in fact, I just missed the deadline on some raspberries and I was upset now because you know raspberries, child, you got to basically, as soon as you pay for the raspberries, you got to take them in the car and eat them. They be gone bad fast. They be gone bad fast. I just squeezed this lemon on my salmon and I'm about to turn this salmon on the other side so I can get that, it could cook on the side. One thing about my homegirl showed me, she used to use lime when she cooked her salmon. And it, the lemon and the lime, but especially the lime, it really adds a good texture. It's like a good crisp. It's such, it makes it that front of the salmon like a good crisp on over top of it. And it just adds that oomph in the salmon padum. Yeah, y'all. Just getting this joint nice and cooked. Oh, I need to turn the stove off. And guess what? All my water, you said, top. All my water is out of this spinach. All my water is out of this spinach, so I can turn it off. And I'm talking about, I don't need no, but I still am probably going to get me some, well, I don't know. Let me taste it because this spinach is good like it is. And if I could keep from eating chips and cheese, I'm going to do that. Oh, yeah. That needs no chips, no cheese. I just came up with the best spinach recipe of all time. Let me show y'all the spinach. All the water done cooked down. See, it looks just like greens. But you see them white things, that's the seeds. And onions. The seeds and the onions from the peppers and, that mixture. I told you I had a pickled mixture of, I put some onions and some peppers and some jalapeno juice and just soaked them because those was like regular like jalapenos. And now I'm just cooking the side of the salmon. See, look at that side of the salmon. See, I need all my salmon cooked. Sometimes salmon, it's a mild meat, but it can be bland. But see, that's why I turned it to the side. See how the side get cooked like that, and see that perfect grill, honey. This all Mama want to do. I mean, this ain't all. I want to do like 45 other things. But this is the one thing I value in quality and like, and this is another reason why I'm so glad to be taking my business classes, because like I know exactly like who I would need to hire like when I get the money. Like the whole purpose of the business program is to fund you at the end with the money you need. And through the programs that I've been taking, because I've been in classes for like months and doing business coaching for like months. But like through these programs, I have, if somebody would have given me some money like, maybe 6 months ago, I would have so lowballed myself on what I needed. Like I would have been like, oh, I just need like, 25. No, I need like $150,000, like literally like to hire people that work for you, because like I have some tasks that are just like overwhelming, well, not overwhelming. I don't want to use that word, but I'm talking about I have some tasks that requires some straight focus, and I know what I would need to hand off to a person that they could do, because these things just require people, and that's why I work all the time, child. And luckily I've been getting me a couple of dates, here recently, because as a woman, I mean as a human being, we require connection. Like I don't want to just be one night stand hot and heavy with somebody. I'm celibate, so I ain't even worried about the sexual aspect of it, because I want to just literally hold off until I meet my husband. I mean, until I actually have a husband. Not I meet a husband, but like the only way I'm gonna know it's a husband is when he become a husband, But the dating life is going out, getting to know people, and having a good time and having some laughs. So we need that too, So luckily I've been having that for myself. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to stop and smell the roses with y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe. Please please subscribe, share this video, put some comments down below. Thank you for those who are already commented. And thank y'all for hanging out with me on the show. Y'all make sure y'all following me on IG too, y'all. So y'all can see where I'm playing ads. And make sure you download my song, Never Give Up. Del Harrison, Never Give Up. It's on all platforms. I love y'all. Thank y'all. God bless you.